Mm. Hmm. I thought I went live. It says I'm alive. I feel alive, but and of course there's a major thunderstorm. Hi, how are you? I know I've pronounced your name correctly once before. And crush your leg. Yes, yes. Hi, Gail. How are you? Yes, I am alive. Um, I'm just listening to the storm. You know, it's been nice all day, and then those black kind of clouds come rolling in, and then the weather app starts dinging, and oh, I thought it was going to go around us, and I love it when it tells you lightning struck 5 miles northwest of your current location. Tap to see what's coming. I don't really want to know what's coming because I have no control over that. Hi, Marguerite from beautiful British Columbia. I hope it is beautiful in British Columbia. It's been nice here. Hi, Pam. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. It's good to see everybody. Yeah. So I'm going to read a little bit. Hi, Carol. Carol's here. Now, I want everybody to know that Carol has a new YouTube channel, and it's real easy to find her because all you have to do is type in Carol McDonald, and she will pop up. So go over there when you have a chance, and please subscribe because she's starting from scratch. And so she needs all the subscribers that she can get. Hi, Janet. Great to see you also. So, Carol McDonald. That's it. Short and sweet. And so, check it out. You're expecting thunderstorms tomorrow? Well, here in Florida, it's kind of one of those things that we get every day. They used to be like clockwork, 3:30, 4 o'clock. There would be a thunderstorm. It'd last about 15, 20 minutes, and then the sun would come out. Hi, Messy Tables Studio. Good to see you also. I know I'm kind of all washed out, not washed up. Ha ha ha. But what? Oh, Vicky. Oh, Vicky is Messy Table. Thank you. Thank you. And I went into my software for my camera, and I wanted to take autofocus off, and as soon as I turned autofocus off, I froze. So I'm afraid to touch it. So let's hope that it doesn't get too crazy. So got enough people here. I think I'm going to do my little reading. Again, hi, Martha. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, this is kind of different than the other Robert Fulghum books that we have been reading it because this is like a book, and so I've just reading out of it. And I'm sorry, we're washed up. I'll have to try it. So we've read about the refrigerator and how the refrigerator and the pictures on the refrigerator kind of tells a story. And how it starts out with your kids' pictures, and then as you get older, it's your kids' pictures and such. And my refrigerator now reflects that. All I have really on my refrigerator are grandson pictures. No art though, just grandson pictures. And they're kind of old. I need some new ones. So, all right. So we left off with that, and then we started to talk about how he raided the icebox one night and what he ate. So the recipes in the cookbooks and the meals we really eat are not the same thing, just as a map and the highway it describes are not the same thing. The map does not tell of sun, road work, grumpy companions, or the games played with children in a car, and the cookbook does not speak of the pleasures of winging it alone in the kitchen in the dead of night, eating without rules. Maps and cookbooks help. They are one way of describing reality. Manuals have their uses, but they are not to be confused with living. When I really look forward, what I really look forward to finding in the fridge in a time of late night need is meatloaf. Now we're getting serious. Meatloaf. When I say those words, people usually smile, and then I ask, "Why are you smiling?" And then they laugh, "Why are you laughing?" And they laugh again. Meatloaf, ha ha ha. Meatloaf, ha ha ha. One of the many mysterious powers of meatloaf. Mom's Cafe at the four-way stop in Salina, Utah is high on my list of great places to eat. Mom's advertises the best in homemade pies, scones, soup, and much, much more. Mom specializes in liver and onions, chicken fried steak, deep fried chicken, real French fries, and real mashed potatoes. But Mom doesn't serve meatloaf. I called them long distance to check my facts. The lady who answered the phone was a little surprised when I asked, "Don't you know nothing? Meatloaf is something you eat at home." It's true, meatloaf is mostly homemade, mostly made by real moms by hand, constructed out of what's around. Some hamburger that might be going bad if it isn't used soon, sprouting potatoes, rubbery carrots, onions, salt, pepper, steak sauce, bacon drippings, etc. I say etc. because the list of what's possible is too long to print. Then there's the filler, meatloaf expander, breadcrumbs, cornflakes, Rice Krispies, oatmeal, or whatever. Even dirt would work, I guess. Some egg to hold the whole thing together, and then it has to be mushed around by hand, kneaded into a loaf, and put into the family museum piece, the meatloaf pan, into the oven to bake. Served hot with gravy, mashed potatoes, and Wonder Bread. Yes, yes. But don't eat it all. Never eat all the meatloaf when it's fresh. Put about a third of it away in the back of the fridge and forget about it. This is the best part. The part when you are going to eat about 2 a.m. some dark rainy night when you need sustaining. No health department would allow such a thing to be served in a public restaurant. But nothing's better for you. It's a matter of mental health. I've never heard of anybody say he was depressed by eating a cold meatloaf sandwich. I'm a mayonnaise and sourdough bread man myself. I know there are ketchup people and mustard people and even jelly people. A kid once joined me in the middle of the night feasting, and I made him very happy by fixing him a meatloaf sandwich with gummy bears, grape jelly, and Fritos on it. It's a free country. Now I know that some people don't like meatloaf. This is true. At a summer camp, a group of children complained to me that the adults all gathered around the campfire and sang protest songs, the 60s ones, against war and hate and all that, which was fine with the kids, but they would like it if they sang a children's protest song or two, like, why couldn't you think of one offhand? But they were pretty unhappy about the meatloaf served in the mess hall 2 nights in a row, so we made up a meatloaf protest song. Eat your meatloaf, whined the mommy at the table. Eat your meatloaf, or your teeth will all fall out. Eat your meatloaf, whined the mommy at the table. In reply, all the children shout. Chorus. We don't want to eat the meatloaf. Meatloaf is fit for pigs and goats. Red and yellow, black and white. It is icky in our sight. You can't make us shove that nasty down our throats. For meatloaf, you can substitute other items of food deemed deadly by children: liver, lima beans, tofu, whatever. It's hard to convey the tune here, but the chorus sounds a lot like Jesus Loves the Little Children. But like meatloaf itself, whatever tune you come up with will work with whatever tune you come up with that works for you is okay. Try it on your kids. Be prepared for many verses. All right, meatloaf. Oh, gross. Yes, I know. I know. I was thinking of you, Gail, as I was reading it, knowing that you were a vegetarian, and I guess it would be hard to make a tofu meatloaf. I guess it could be done. That kind of reminds me of the Everyone Loves Raymond episode when she makes a tofu turkey. I don't think anybody remembers that episode. Lima beans, yes. I like lima beans. I like succotash. I can't think of a single food that I really don't like. I like liver and onions. Yeah, I'll eat that. It's got to be cooked right though. And he's got more about meatloaf, but I bet you, all of us, maybe most of us, maybe have that meatloaf recipe. I have my mom's meatloaf recipe, and I will swear by it. It is the best meatloaf recipe out there. But I'm sure that's a personal opinion. I do like my meatloaf with mayonnaise in a sandwich, uh, on sourdough. Um, Sourdough bread's good. Liver, yeah. Well, most people don't like liver, and it's an awful OFAL meat, as is a kidney, a liver, heart. I've had deer heart, venison liver, which is very, very good, very, very mild, um, and chicken liver, obviously, calf's liver. Cow liver is a little tough. I wouldn't eat cow's liver, but calf's liver is good. So, I had to move mine with butter slathered on it. No, it's not easy to make a vegetarian. Oh, you've tried, yes. Well, I've made vegetarian patties. I guess you could make use a patty type of thing with and just make mini meatloafs. I guess no, it wouldn't be easy. That would be a challenge, I'm sure. I loved it. Okay, back in the day, yeah. Okay, yeah. We were vegetarians, not vegans, but vegetarians. Probably, I would say about 3 or 4 years. We were vegetarians. I still have some really good vegetarian cookbooks. My favorite of all time is A Diet for a Small Planet. It's a little tiny paperback book. It's a really good one. I bet you have that one, Gail, in your collection if you have cookbooks. A Diet for a Small Planet. It's really a good one. So I am going to attempt to make a clock. Yes, a clock. Nope, you don't have that one. It's a little tiny paperback. I'm sorry, I'm going in and out. This autofocus is like the worst invention ever. But I know last week when I went to get out of it, I froze and I had to leave and come back in. So I'm sorry. Bear with me. So I'm going to make a clock. I bought the clock mechanism. It's in the other room, but if we get that far, I'll go get it. You can buy those little clock mechanisms. You pop a double A battery in them and they're good to go. And I'm going to use this. Oh, this is going to be bad. I'm going to use this. It's a 12 by 12. I guess what do they call these? Box canvases, I guess. And I'm going to collage on them, slap down some, paper, the usual suspects, a couple of pieces of map and pattern paper and text paper, and slap this all, hi Nettie, and slap this all down with some matte medium, and then maybe put a thin coat of gesso or paint on it. And then I'm thinking of doing like a grid type of thing on it. The grid's going to be, it's going to be like this. I'm afraid, well, that's not too bad. But these are, I'm going to do kind of, and I'm just laying these out so you can kind of get an idea. So you can do anything. So this would be, and I don't know whether I'll glue these down or just draw squares, but it's going to be a grid type of affair, so to speak. And I'll do like little mini collages, probably in each little square. and maybe do some scribbling, throw some paint on, and then possibly kind of put a coat of, to seal it, I might use a coat of high candy gloss, the glossy matte medium to kind of seal it. And then the clock, hand and will come out of the middle here. At least that's the plan. And so let's see how it goes. I've got all sorts of, that little stuff. I got all the Timmy little stuff and all, oh my God, stickers and all that stuff that, I bought from Temu back. Oh, okay. Oh, I can't wait. All right. Thanks, Nettie. You got all your ducks in a row? Yeah. Well, our ducks are either, it looks like people found them because the kids went back and they were, where they'd put them, they were all gone. And because I had mine, and talk about in plain sight, mine were there to be found. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just so grateful that you turned me on to that because that was just so much fun. And the kids, the boys and my son, well, they're all the boys loved hiding them. All right, so I got some map here. And let's see, I got some text. That must be Nettie's picture. I'll look at it in a second when I'm done streaming. Thank you. So this is an old, I don't know what this is. I don't know. This is the thesaurus, or I have no idea what that is. But all I know is it's nicely aged. Look at that patina. So just you. Dinga, dinga, dinga. All right. So I got some Liquitex here. Matte gel. And then I got, I got a big jug of the real stuff, the Goldens. So I'm all set. All righty, so let's tear some stuff up. I've had these box canvases forever. I am also sewing on one too. Stitching on it, and I'm hoping that I can get that, maybe turn that into a clock too. I bought 2 clock mechanisms. They're not that expensive. I got them on Amazon. I just placed another order on Amazon. That Amazon person that delivers here must wonder who lives in this house and where am I putting all the stuff. Because they're here like every other day. And you know what? I don't mind that they're here every other day because they keep on raising their prices. And so I'm going to keep on ordering stuff. And I don't care if they're here every other day, or for that matter, every day. So there. And the thing that pisses me off, well, many things upset me. But Amazon now has, yes, thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you for reminding folks. Yeah, thumbs up. I need all the fingers. Give me the finger. I don't care. That would be funny if they had the middle finger, so you could actually give somebody the middle finger. That would be kind of funny. Give somebody the bird. Hi, Barbara. Just was reading, Robert Foldman was talking about a made-up protest song for kids protesting against Meatloaf. I thought of you. I mean, just because you're not making up songs, but you have here is a map of Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, or what's left of it. I've been gnawing on this one for a while. I I had a map of Rhode Island, but I didn't want to tear it up. I could probably find out, and I could do the Rhode Island map, and I could just put I could just tear out the place where Mary Lou lives. That would be funny. I did that when I made the Where in the World is My Mail game. On the cover, I have pieces of map. And I think I've got Babylon on there. And where else? Oh, and Casey, South Carolina, where Becky is. Bits and pieces of map on that also. I think that's South Carolina. I'll stick a little map on here. I told you last week I bought this huge National Geographic hard-covered atlas, and they sold it to me for, I don't know, $1.50 or $3. It's out in the garage. I can't bring myself to tear it apart, or at least not yet. So I can't do it yet. But what I really wanted was, you know, those like paperback. Oh, Miriam, I know it's really late. I didn't see you come in, but hi and bye. And they do have the figure. Oh, they do. Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, thank you. But you can't, well, I guess you could give it to somebody. Yeah, I guess you could. These are pictures out of a steampunk book that I had. Hi, Barbara. Marion popped in, and it's really late where she is. I so appreciate her just popping in and letting her presence known. I watched Miriam this morning. She's on at 9 a.m. my time every Sunday morning. I don't know what time it is, in Israel when she streams. I'm assuming it's got to be at least 6 hours later, right? But I'm not sure. I don't know. I have to ask her sometime. I'm not sure. I know it's later, obviously. Let's see. I've been looking for a graphic, like a tablet that allows you to do graphics. I mean, I know the iPad has Procreate, and I don't know whether I want to quite spend that much money. This is for my other grandson. I felt since I helped out his brother with a phone bill that maybe I should help out Callum with his desire to do some animations and drawings and stuff. And I've been researching that. There's a program, maybe some of you have heard of it, for animation, and it's called Blender. I had never heard of it, but he was telling me about it. It's called Blender. And it's an open... Oh my, okay, so it is late. It's 12:30 tomorrow. Yeah, like tomorrow morning. Yeah, that's late. Or early, however you want to look at it. I have some was watching a video this morning. 1 or 2 more hours. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's right. I was watching somebody, and it was just on doing stuff with patterns. 7 hours for you. Okay. Hi, Leslie. And they did a whole bunch of videos on doing stuff with patterns. And that's all it was. Just doing stuff with patterns. And I've made like faux rice paper with patterns, where you take the rice paper. I mean, you take the pattern paper, and you kind of do a watered down like Elmer's glue, and you paint it on, and when it dries, it's kind of like, wow, this thing has never been used. It's not even cut up. What are we making here? Ooh, there you go. A little bathrobe-y thing. That's kind of cute. If I sewed. Oh yeah, and they were talking about what you could do with the directions too. Well, here are the directions. Well, let's tear up some directions. Interesting, huh? Butterick. Butterick? I've never heard of Butterick, but that's not surprising since I'm not I bet you Becky's heard of Butterick. I bet you Carol's heard of Butterick. I bet you Barbara Clark's probably heard of. I don't know. I've heard of McCormick. We made a small paper bag and put on our ugly ducking. Okay. Ooh. Oh, you know why that's staining? Because I printed those pictures out on an inkjet printer a long time ago. So that's interesting. That's why that's bleeding or running or whatever you want to, what the proper phrase would be for that. Running? I'm not sure. I really love doing this. This is so much fun, gluing stuff down like this, you know? It is a lot of fun. All right, let's stick another piece over here in the corner. Again, this is just the, you know, the base. It's going to get all covered up with something. Paint. Maybe some sprays. I'm not sure yet. But I do like the idea of doing a grid type of layout. Oh, you've used Butterick? Okay. All right. Because the instruction paper is like regular paper. I actually went through a drawer in my thingy over here that's labeled. Well, the label on that drawer is all sizes, all types of paper. I actually went through that today. And I found some jelly prints. I want to do the, you've used them too? I have used that. Oh, okay. But I tried to stay clear of it. Oh, you use this pattern. Okay. This does look pretty hard though. I mean, all of this things looks hard. Maybe not the little, whatever, the little short shorts. All right. Let's put this over here. And let me reach over here and see what other goodies I have. How about some butterflies? These are probably going to run too because I printed them out on the inkjet printer a long time ago. These were free freebies from Sean Petit. Sean Petit has a, I don't know what she calls it, subscribers library. If you go and hit more on her video, she's got, I think it's called subscribers library. And in there, she's got a lot of freebies. I'm a great finder of free stuff that a lot of these, a lot of people have freebies. Just yours for the taking, so to speak. Maybe you have to fill out one of those things. Buy them a cup of coffee, but you don't really have to buy them a cup of coffee if you don't want to. P&M Hi, Safia. P&M Studios have some great, I think it was free. Maybe a digital. Oh, I started to say, I want to do the Carrie the Crafters July challenge. Anybody, I'm pretty sure Safia probably knows. She's going to do 31 postcards for the month of July. And the only requirement is that it's got to be 6x4. Hi, Adria. It has to be 6x4. And it has to contain something to do with, oh, hi. Thanks, Janet. There's a Sean Petit. It has to contain some element of a jelly plate print. But it doesn't have to, it could be like the brayer off page. If you brayer off, it could be that. I have some tape that I use to clean my jelly plate that I could use that on one of the postcards. And I went and I cut up a whole bunch of the cardboard inserts from the cases of, when I buy cases of vodka, the cardboard inserts. And when I went to cut them up, I was kind of like trying to get more out of them than there were. So I ended up with some cards that were not 6 inches. And he made it very clear that they had to be 6 inches. And then I remembered that I have a box of blank postcards. You're going to do the postcards? Yeah, I am too. And so I have a whole bunch of jelly plate stuff that I can use in my postcards. And so I'm going to use the blank postcards that I happen to have a box full of. I must have bought them for something else and didn't obviously have to use all of them. So I will use those to make it a little bit easier. And I might put some of those jelly prints down too. And the thing is, you could actually, I've got that little jelly plate. You could just jelly plate right onto the postcard. You know what I'm saying, Mary? Could do that. Let's see. Let's put an eye down here. Let me see what I'm doing. Yeah, you can. And let's see. I got some beautifully aged Reader's Digest. Look at that. Look how beautifully that is aged. This is a Reader's Digest book. Those pages really age nicely, but they are very fragile. Did I get everybody? Candy's holding her own. Well, that's good. There's really nothing new and exciting today. I played bridge Saturday morning, and the bridge instructor the woman that taught us how to play bridge, she got called in during the bridge game. One of the ladies got sick and had to leave unexpectedly. So they called in Linda, the instructor, and she came and played that woman's hand. And then when it was all over and I was leaving, she asked me whether I was playing bridge, on a regular basis. And I said, no, I'm just subbing. And she said to me, are you scared? I said, no, I'm not scared. But that older couple that I was playing with, the woman that's 99, the woman that I was subbing for is back. And so I'm no longer needed there. So the problem is I could play every Wednesday and it really wouldn't interfere with my crafting because it's from 9 until noon. So I don't know. I know if I don't play, hello, Julie. If I don't play, I'm going to lose everything that, it's going to vacate itself rather quickly. I know that. All right. Whoops. Well, let's stick that there. Little number. All right. I think that's good enough because I'm going to put some paint on that. I think I've used everything that I was going to use. So let me pick up these little bits and pieces because I don't need to have them around. Clean this off. And, I like her. Let's put some more of her in. I like her. Let me just stick her in. Stick her up here. I can put some of my jelly plate things on here. Whoops. Alrighty. Let's stick her over here. There. All right. All right. This is all I can throw all of this out. Let's save this. And I'm just saving the big chunks. I'm not saving all the little pieces. I'm not that. Well, let me stick this up in this corner. I hate to throw this little piece out because it's just kind of perfect for right here. Right? It's hard for me to. There. All right, let's go. Okay, we got it. All right, good enough. Let me put the heat gun on it. I've got some tissue paper. Let me put some tissue paper down. And then before I put the heat gun on, I got in a bag. You know what? I should have saved those because I'm going to do little grid. I should have saved those. Well, I can make more. Gasp. I know. Pretend I didn't do that. Pretend I didn't say that. Okay. As Timmy's he does little stuff now. He doesn't do the big tissue paper anymore. Okay. some of this in the corners, like here. How's that? That looks good. Let me just do this. Well, so Carol's talking about, yeah, the Canadian Artisan is no longer. We have Carol McDonald. What is this? Will this be the, let's see, 3.2 version, 3.5 version? Oh, I like that. I'm going to flip this around so I don't have to reach over that far. My shoulders don't work that well. So, yeah, I mentioned it too before you got in, Safia. And we're hoping, Carol and I've talked about this, and I'm hoping that we are going to, if it works out, Carol's going to stream with me on Wednesday. That's the plan that we've talked about, and hopefully that will come. Yes. So we talked about Carol and I streaming together on Wednesday. So we are planning on that. At least as of our conversation the other day, unless something comes up. Carol's pretty busy. She's making a lot of stuff, and they've got a lot of orders, and she's not really a lady of leisure. And she's saying, yep, so she's confirming that we will be streaming together on Wednesday at high noon. And we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into. All right. Let's stick this right in the middle. And then just like so. Oh, look, New York, New York. I've made tissue. She's going, yep. Okay, so it's a go. Okay. I've done this. You've taken tissue paper. Better than, yeah. I hope so. I've taken tissue paper and just taken out stamps and everything. Oh, wow. Did you read what Carol said? The kids just got an order for 55 animals. They're making these beautiful wooden animals like bear and also elk, right? And all sorts of stuff. Ah, thank you, Janet. Janet put in the link to Carol's new channel. Again, she's going to be real easy to find. Just her name. Very simple. Just like I just only use my name because I couldn't come up with anything clever, so I just used my name. I basically did that. So, yes, exactly. Just stamp away. I've used napkin backings, and I get all my stamps out and just stamp, 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 and then all of a sudden you've got stuff like this. All right, let me zap this real quick. And then we can go on from there. It takes a lot of guts what Carol's doing. She's walking away from she was monetized, folks. Carol was monetized, and she's walking away from that and starting all over again. You got to give her a lot of credit for just saying, you know what? I'm in a different place and I'm going to start all over again. And she's doing it. So last time I looked, I think she had 52 subscribers. Maybe she's got more now. No, I didn't see that. Speaking about, did you runaway donkeys now living the life was not a herd of. Well, only in California, let's face it, right? California's that kind of state where, you know, a donkey can live among the elk and the elk can live among the donkeys. I think that's great. Would be what not to like. I don't understand. I don't get that. I don't quite understand where you're going with that, Angie, but that's okay. If I did a live stream, my name would be what not to like. What not to like. Okay. I'm not sure. Angie, you're a very talented crafter. You make some really beautiful things. I've seen them for sale. Your bowls are, hello Belinda, your bowls are very, very famous. When they go up for auction, people clamor for them and they are gone in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Everybody wants one of those. Dee Dee's got one, I think. I know Becky's got one. Several, well, many people. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I don't know. Well, all right, that's pretty dry. Now, I think what I want to do now is I just want to add I don't know whether I want to put gesso on it, or just a thin cover of color. And I think I'm leaning towards a thin coating of like a light color of like maybe a beigey color. I'm just going to clean this, get this brush a little degunked. I am going to add some more glue. I'm going to glue down some more stuff, but I want to, this is just really the undercoat, the underpants, right? Okay, Barb, we'll be here. I got water over here on the side. And I had it. Oh, there's a paper towel. Okay. All right. All right, let's see. Let me put the lid on this for now. And what color, what color, what color? Oh, should I spray it? Well, that's, yeah, we don't need to, you don't need to verbalize out loud who you think, perceive that don't like you. because everybody here likes you. And if they don't, then they can leave. I'm going to use some Seth Apter. These are really wonderful sprays. They're zinc dye. Actually, it's a dye. And let's see. These colors are, this is violet and blue. And let's see, what else? A little gold. What the hell? It's going to be easy. All right. I'm not very good at spraying. Some people just spray and not make a mess, but I spray and I just can't, I don't do well at controlling it. But some drippage will be good. So these are Seth Apter dye spray, eye zinc. I bought these several years ago, fast drying, and they're not supposed to clog. So, hi Yolande. Hi Stephanie G. Welcome, welcome. So I don't want to spray my computer, so I'm going to hold this up here. Ooh. Whoa, look at that. And let's add a little water. Ugh. A little drippage. Let me drip it this way so you can see it. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, I like it when you have like papers and the papers kind of provide like a little road for the drippage. Let me do it this way so you can see it. The drippage. Here it's coming. All right. Let me dab some of this. Okay. Whoops. All right. Okay. I'm going to dry this and then add another color. Again, these are, I don't even know whether these inks are still available. I guess I got them all. And of course, I bought them all. I mean, at the time I bought. I love watching Seth Apter work. I haven't seen a video of his in a long time. I'm sure they're out. I mean, I don't know if he's made any new ones, but he taught, I think, one of the classes on Wonderlust one year, I think. This is such a pretty blue, isn't it? Oh my gosh. It is gorgeous. Now this is going to be a clock, folks. When it's all said and done, this is going to be a clock. And these box canvases are a perfect substrate for that because you've got enough room in the back to put the clock mechanism. Oh, I'm sorry, Belinda. Yeah, I was looking at the weather map, and they actually had there were possibility of tornadoes in New York, and I lived in southwestern New York State, which is near Lake Erie, and we had a tornado come through there many years ago, and it was amazing how the tornadoes zigzag. They'll take out one house, and the other house is fine. This one house was next to this restaurant that sat up on a hill, and it was all the front of the restaurant was all big glass windows overlooking Lake Chautauqua, right? Not a single window was broken in that restaurant. But the house next door there was a house, a breezeway, and a 2-car garage. And after the tornado came through, the garage was gone. There was nothing but a concrete slab left. It was just amazing, absolutely amazing. And in my front yard, I found canceled checks from a bank in Erie, Pennsylvania. It was crazy. And all of the summer camps that are around Lake Chautauqua had not opened yet. So that was a good thing. All right, so I'm going to add. Do you think purple is going to be violet? Maybe violet? I don't. There's no. Oh yeah, there is a yellow. I love yellow and blue. And there is a yellow. There's a sunflower yellow. Let me see if I can't find it. There it is. Ooh, I found it. A sunflower yellow. Oh wow, you've been through an earthquake? Oh man. Yeah, we had a little tiny earthquake when we lived in New York. And the epicenter for that earthquake was in Quebec, 300 miles away. It rippled out. And they just had an earthquake not too long ago where Mary Lou lives in Rhode Island, I think. And I asked my son, who lives in Boston, I said, did you? Okay, Carol, thanks for being here. See you Wednesday. All right, so here's the sunflower yellow. And I'm going to hold this up towards me so I don't get my computer. Well, maybe I can do it like so you can see a little bit of what I'm doing. All righty. It's kind of washed out a little bit. Let me give it a little spritz of water, get it to run a little bit. Oh, and the yellow and the blue has mixed, and now we have a nice green. A little color theory here. I like that. It's a pretty green. And it's coming down. All right. Here we go. Bye, Gail. See you around the internet. You know what I'd like to do I'm going to dry this, and then I've got a new stencil from P&M, and let's do some stenciling on top of this. Or should I don't know, should I do the squares and then stencil on top of the squares? I could do both, right? Who says I can't do both? All right. So there's the yellow. I'm just talking to myself because I am going to give a little spritz of gold. Just a little split, maybe right there. Right there. Let's see how good at aim I am. All right. Come on, Seth, you're not supposed to clog. Well, it's the mica. Oh, is it the stuff that's in the gold? Well, who says we can't do some gold this way? The old-fashioned way, right? Oh, I like the gold, though. Everything's better with gold, don't you think? All right. Yeah, this nozzle needs some cleanage. But that's okay. We got some gold. Gold finger. Let's bring this down. Give it a spritz. I don't want to make it too muddy, so I'm just going to leave that. And we'll just dry it. Yeah, I think it's the metallic. It's got to be the gold. And in that set that I bought, there's a gold and a silver. And I bet you anything, if I took out the silver, it probably would. Yeah, you could, because you can see it. It's all, well, you can't see it, but it's all on the bottom. Let's see. I didn't wipe that nozzle before I tried to use it either, so I bet you this is going to work. Yeah. That worked. And I bet you the gold works now too, since I wiped the nozzle. Let's just see, just for giggles, and I bet you this works now, since I just wiped the nozzle. No, that needs some serious cleanage. Yes, St. Helens erupted. And, out of that eruption came like, they're not emeralds, but they look like emeralds. And they came out of the volcano. And there's a special name for them. I'm going to have to soak that one. And my mother, gave me earrings, and it looks like an emerald, but it's not. But it's something that came out of the eruption of St. Helens. Helene, is it Helen? No, St. Helene. Helena? No, it's not Helena. Is it? Yeah, that was quite the. Yeah, that nozzle definitely is going to need some serious soakage. Yeah. I think I'm just going to soak it in just water, right? Should I add soap to that, or should I just soak it maybe with a little Murphy soap, diluted Murphy's oil, or just hot water? Yeah, I'm afraid. See, it got a little muddy in the middle there, but that's okay. I'm going to do the stencil. And that should be really kind of Murphy. Okay. All right. I got me some Murphy soap, Murphy oil, rather. That's one of those things that you just need to have on hand because it's good for so many different things. Such a versatile And everything smells so good. Oh, Dawn too. Dawn's a good grease cutter too. All right. Well, look at that. Isn't that pretty? I shouldn't have done that. Come on, dry. I wish I could have someone. Here, you hold this while I get the... Oh, the soap stinks? You mean the hard bar soap? Well, I think it smells good, but I don't know whether you're talking about there's like a bar soap that doesn't smell good. I think the liquid stuff smells good. And you would be gagging. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good, Stephanie. That's not good. Ta-da! Okay. All right. I'm going to get the stencil out. I'm excited to use these stencils. They're up here. What do I do with them? Here they are. Yeah. I got these really fast. I was shocked because I know Brad and Mariah went on vacation. And when I did the order, I figured it was going to be a while. Man, they were here fast. And I love this. This is such a great packaging. The other challenge I want to do, and I've already printed out all the prompts, and I think I did it last year, but I don't think I identified it as such, is Junk Journal July. And it's got 31 prompts, and it's Meg Journals who's doing it. And I have a pile of junk mail that I have collected. It didn't take long. It took like 2 days of just junk mail. So I'm going to make a journal. I think I did this last year, just of junk mail. And I might jelly plate print on the junk mail. But the journal is going to be made up of junk mail for Junk Journal July. Yeah, Dawn is a dishwashing liquid. Yeah, it's blue. Yeah, and it cuts grease, and what they've used it for, like environmental oil spills, to wash like the oil off the wings of, like, off the baby ducks and waterfowl, because it'll dissolve the oil and it won't hurt the baby or even the adult ducks and whatever get horribly damaged in an oil spill. You'll see them washing them in the Dawn because it cuts the grease. Ooh. 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 I guess I haven't ordered big stencils from them before. Ooh, I'm so excited. The unwrapping of it. And these are stencils from P&M Studios, Mariah and Patricia. Oh, it comes in green too? Okay, I've only seen it in blue. It was kind of funny this morning. Mariah was had a little bit of the brown bottle flu this morning, I do believe. She looked a little rough around the edges. They had to call in Josh, her nephew, and Patricia looked like a pissed off mom. That's my casual observation. Oh, it also comes in lemon. Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. All right. Look at this. Only crafters get excited about stuff like this. Look at this. Is this not gorgeous? Gorgissimo. I got some goodies in here. And you can make a postcard. Look at this. This is postcard material right here. Here is a postcard. I got a little HEC. And some other little goodies. Yes, 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 yes. All right. I don't even remember what I got. Ooh. Oh, this is some extra stuff too. And this is Miriam's stencil. That's the one I got. Ah, that's going to be wild. Look at that. Oh, I love it. And Eddie makes art stencil. I thought, oh, there it is. I knew. Look, I knew I got your bridge. There's your bridge. I thought to myself, I thought I got Yolan's bridge. Look at this. Ooh. I'm thinking, wait a minute. Yolan's here, and I thought I got your bridge. I did get your bridge. There's the bridge. I love the bridge. I love the bridge. I think the bridge is going to go here. Yeah, I like the bridge. I'm going to use the bridge. Yep. Mm-hmm. So this is, oh, you're very welcome. You know what this bridge reminds me of? It reminds me of the bridge that goes into Boston. Now I got to make sure I have this oriented, because this is going to, well, I guess this is kind of oriented this way. And that's the right orientation. Because I think I'm going to put down the squares. Put down the squares that I'm going to like collage in, and then put this on top of that. You're taking a ride? Okay, bye, Angie. Have a nice ride. I think that makes more sense. Because I'm afraid that if I put that down now and then I do the squares, which I'm going to collage in, you won't see it. But this will be nice to go on top of that. And this will be like the final layer. I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. I hope you realize that. But that's what I'm going to do. And I think I'm going to use these as my journaling squares. And yeah, I think I'll glue those down. And then, hi, Sherry. Yes, isn't it gorgeous? Oh, they're all gorgeous. I don't know. Should I use this or should I use, what do you think of, I don't know if you could hear that. The sandhill cranes were. Should I'm sorry, folks. I'm thinking out loud and my brain is smoking. What do you think of this idea? If I can get to the Oh, okay, you dodged it. Yeah. But that's very stressful just to be under that. That's the problem here when there's a hurricane, there's always tornadoes embedded in those hurricanes and you just don't know. I'm thinking, what would it be if I cut these out and use this for the square and it's kind of transparent so we could kind of see behind that. Does that make any sense at all? And just kind of use this. And then you can see behind, and then I can collage on top, but then some of this would peek through. I think I'm going to do that. Well, I think I am. And let's see. Oh, yes, this comes apart really nice. Whoops. Slow down. And there's no rush. Slow down, you move too fast. You gotta make the morning last. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do, feeling groovy. There's your earworms. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. Oh, Angie went for a ride so I can get out the big blade. Don't want to scare Angie with the X-Acto. Maybe it's better. Can't lay in there. Let me get rid of this. I've never seen anything like this before, honestly. I know. That song came to mind the other day out of the blue. I was just, Oh, in the state? Yeah, people that live in Tornado Alley, oh my God, I just can't imagine. I know they have basements and they can get safe, but that doesn't, it's still, just to hear one of those come through. And they do sound like freight trains. That's not a myth. They do sound like freight trains. Yep. I need all of this. That's why I'm being so careful. All right, I got it. I got it under control. I got it. Maybe. I know. I'm just going to cut this. I have to laugh. The weather guy, the local weather guy that I watch, Mike's Weather, he couldn't be any more local, right? He keeps on popping up and he wants to talk about the tropics. And you can see he's disappointed. You can hear the disappointment in his voice because there's nothing happening. And all I talked about, and I shouldn't be saying anything, I shouldn't be saying a word, I'm jinxing everybody. And he's looking and he wants to talk about something. Oh, lovely. Great. Enjoy the movie. You gonna tell us what you're gonna watch? I think that's awesome. You're gonna have popcorn? I hope. Popcorn and a good movie with Son and GF. How fun is that? Oh, Connecticut. Huh. That's that whole thing where they were talking about the Northeast. Oh, that is a great movie. Great music, wonderful movie. Oh, have fun. Good choice. All right, so this is the plan. So I'm going to make these into squares. And I'm going to glue those down, and I think that'll be a little interesting, I hope. And if you don't agree, oh well, you're entitled to your opinion. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to use every bit of their packaging. I'm going to make a stencil. I'm just going to draw this real quick and cut it out. Cut it out! I don't know why I feel compelled to do that every time I say cut it out. Cut it out! All right, I'll just use this. Okay, let me do this. And this will be my stencil for the yeah. I was watching yes, I am. Whoops. I forgot what I was going to say. I was watching something. Of course I was. I was watching Margaret Miller. Margaret Miller is the one that puts out that I have last year, so the year before last. She puts out a journal, like a weekly planner type journal. And on one page is a week where you can, write down doctor's appointments and things you got to do. And on the other page, she has collage suggestions, which is really cool. And if you don't want to buy the calendar book, which is about $25 or so, you can buy just a printout. Hi, Monkey 911. Good to see you. You can just get the printout of the collage that she does once for a week. And I learned about it from Colleen and Kathy Berg back a couple of years ago. But I've been watching her. She's on YouTube, and I typed in grid journaling, and she came up. And I watched her grid journaling before I came on live. And so that was really cool. And I'd never seen her before. I knew her journal because I bought one, but I'd never seen her like in person. So it was kind of cool. And I really liked her take on her grid journaling. She really did it was really cool. So I know 4 are going to fit. But I'm just going to have to, when I cut them out, they'll fit across. I know that. How do I know that? I don't know how I know that because I laid them out beforehand. That's how I know that. But I'm glad I did this because it'll be easier to, yeah. No, that's not going to fit. I don't know. I hope I haven't. It'll be okay. Did I do 3 across or 4 across? I don't remember. Well, we'll find out here in a second. I think I only did 3 across, right? Or 4, I don't know. Yeah, only 3 across. Okay, we're good. All right. But we are going to need both sheets. There it is. Okay, we're good. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. All right, let me cut this. Let me just do this. I haven't seen anything really great on TV that I can say, oh, you got to watch this. And I watched Fall Out, and it's over with already until they come up with some more. That was really gross, but engaging at the same time. And I haven't watched the new Sherlock Holmes on Hulu. but I have gone back and started to watch all of the old reruns of Modern Family. And I forgot, why is that so much bigger than that? Maybe it's weird. I'd forgotten how funny Modern Family was. At least I think it was hysterical. Laugh out loud. Oh, I have a joke to tell you. Leverage. Okay. What channel is that on, Candy? Hello, lovely Malaya. Malaya, you're lovely. We're lovely. Everyone's lovely. I am making a clock. Especially when the little girl that they adopt starts biting people. And that's hysterical. Oh, it's on Amazon Prime. Okay, I'll check it out. I was always the bitten one. Everyone always bit me. I was not a biter, but I was always bitten. I must have looked good. Plump and sweet. That was me. Okay. You ready for my joke? Now, I read this joke, so I don't know whether I'm going to try to tell it, and maybe you've heard it. I don't know whether it's an old joke or a new joke, but it made me laugh out loud. There was this beautiful blonde flying on a plane. Well, obviously she was flying, okay. And she just decided on her own to get up, and she was flying in economy, and she got up and walked up and decided there was an empty seat in first class, and she sat down in first class. Now the stewardess saw her do this, and the stewardess went up to her and said, "Excuse me, ma'am, you can't sit here. You bought an economy ticket, and this is first class." And she said, "Well, I am blonde, I am beautiful, and I am going to Toronto." So she refused to move. So the stewardess went up to the cockpit and told the pilot and co-pilot what was going on. So the co-pilot came back and said, "Ma'am, I'm so sorry, but you paid for an economy ticket and you cannot sit here in first class." And she said, "Well, I don't care. I'm blonde, I'm beautiful, and I'm going to Toronto." So he didn't know what to do. So he went back up into the cockpit and he said to the captain, "I don't know what to do. She refuses to move." So the captain went back and knelt down and whispered in her ear something. And she got up and she moved back into economy. And the stewardess and the co-pilot said, "What in God's name did you say to her?" "Well, I told her that only the first class was not going to Toronto." Get it? Hi, Aunt Bex. I just burst out laughing. I'm sorry, it's a blonde joke. But... Anybody laughing? We are heading home from Scott's mom. Okay. So you've been to Mill and you're on your way back. And we'll be back on. Yes, I will be back on at high noon with Carol McDonald, 3.5, 3.2, the new and improved Carol. I don't even know where I read that joke. It just struck me funny. And it's probably an old joke, but You guys, you really hit it hard working on the old bathroom there. It's so hard, all that work that you guys have been doing, Scott's been doing, and the tile looks great. I don't know whether this is going to work, folks, but I like the idea of it being transparent so we can see some of this, even though I'm going to collage over it. You're going to see some of it. Now my question is, I don't know what I'm going to glue this down with. Should I use matte medium to put this down? Because I'm not really going to, well, I can paint over matte medium. You can do anything over matte medium, right? Any suggestions? I'm afraid to use regular glue or a glue stick, so I'm thinking matte medium. And then they're going to be like little collages in here that there's going to be maybe something in that's going to kind of tie it all together. And then on top of that, it's going to go Devon's Bridge stencil. Matte medium. Yeah, I'm thinking this will dry kind of clear. It does dry clear. We'll see. Having never done anything like this before. I haven't seen anybody else do something like this before, but I'm sure somebody has. I'm sure nothing's new. Nothing's new. Everything's the same or something. What's this, an expression? Everything changes, but everything stays the same. Can't remember now. Oh, I got the lowdown on the on my son's flight home, and I thought he had typed in the wrong time when he said they finally got back to Salt Lake City. I dropped them off at the Orlando airport at 11:30 on Tuesday morning, right? They didn't get home until 8 o'clock Wednesday morning. The flight was delayed in Orlando due to thunder and lightning. And it was not a direct flight. They were going from Orlando to Dallas Fort Worth Airport. So by the time they got to the Dallas airport, obviously they had to be booked on another flight because that flight was long gone because of the delay in Orlando. So they had to walk all the way over to the other side of the airport, only to get over there to be told that that plane had a mechanical problem and that flight had been canceled. Now it's pretty late at night, and they were offering to put people up in hotels. But Richard figured, and the flight out the next morning would have them they'd have to be back at the airport by 5 a.m. in the morning. So they decided to just not bother, because by the time they got up, a shuttle to the hotel and got checked into the hotel, they would probably not get to bed until 1 or 2 in the morning, and then they had to be back at the airport by 5. So they just opted not to do that. So they crashed in the airport, and they only were given $12 voucher for meals, and that would include dinner and breakfast, right? That's all I got. It was a $12 voucher for the airport, which I thought was pretty skimpy, especially since they opted not to take them up. Yes, with the 2 boys. Yes, exactly. Now the boys are older and they're seasoned travelers, but and so that he took a picture of them laid out well, Callum's laid out flat on the floor of the airport, fast asleep, and Reed, and I guess Reed is in a chair, and so they didn't get home until 8 a.m. the next morning. It was like 22 hours of travel to get from here to home again. I mean, that's wicked. Well, it's a good thing. Yeah, can you imagine doing that with little ones? Oh my God, how awful would that be? If you had toddlers, or what a nightmare that would have been. And Callum has like a blanket, like it's that he carries everywhere with him, that drives his brother crazy and his parents crazy. However, he had his blanket with him, and he was all snuggly and warm and fast asleep in the airport, where Reed and Richard were freezing because it was so cold in the airport. So they didn't get any sleep at all. And when they got home, Richard said Reed took a shower, climbed into bed, and I guess slept for 10 or 12 hours. He was so tired. Oh dear. I'm glad I made this little thingy here. This was a good move, Anne. Now to put in these little squares and like the mini collages. Hi, Lydia. Well, it can be a nightmare. And that happens in Orlando all the time. Thunder, delays. It was kind of early in the day. Usually that doesn't happen until later in the afternoon, because we typically have those afternoon thunderstorms that come rolling through. I mean, I've been at the airport in Orlando and waited like a couple of, an hour or so for my luggage, because they can't get the luggage off the plane, because the regulation is if there's lightning within 15 miles, they can't unload the luggage. So I've waited at that baggage area for a long time on past flights. But at least you're home, you know what I mean? You're not, at least, for me, it's home. It's my home airport. I'm not, frantically worrying about making a connecting flight. That's why I hate flying when you're not flying direct. It's so nerve-wracking. It's so stressful. If there's any kind of delay, you're screwed. And where I lived in southwestern New York, they had a little tiny airport, Jamestown Airport, and it was like prop planes, little prop planes, like 12-seaters, 18-seaters that flew in and out of Jamestown. They went from Jamestown to Pittsburgh. And then from Pittsburgh, you go anywhere. And the only way to get out of that area, you had to fly out of Jamestown, or you had to drive an hour and a half to Buffalo. I mean, this airport was so little that it actually, you from my house, you drove on literally a dirt road to get to this little airport. And I can remember coming in there from Pittsburgh and literally sliding across the runway back and forth, in like a lake effect snowstorm. That little plane would come in like, you knew you were flying. Hi, Kathy Whitney. You knew you were flying when you were in one of those puddle jumpers. And the pilots were so young. Oh my God, they looked like teenagers. They looked like babies. And of course, the gate for those little flights were at the farthest end of the Pittsburgh airport. The Pittsburgh airport is huge. And these commuter flights out of, that went into Jamestown were like Terminal E, out in the middle of nowhere. And they were, 12 seaters. Well, maybe 24, 12 on each side. Single seats, little skinny aisle. Yeah, they look very young. I mean, that's where they cut their teeth. This is where they, it was pretty because they didn't fly that high, and it was beautiful. You could look out and see beautiful scenery, especially in the fall, especially in the daytime. You could actually see where the snow band set up because one side would be green and the other side would be white. Good night, Nettie. Thanks for being here. I'll take a look at the pictures when I get done. All right, folks. Let's get rid of all of this. Clean up as we go. That's my motto. And I have to say, I think it's an hibiscus tree. I'm pretty sure it's hibiscus. That's the one that I posted the reel showing the squirrel eating all the flowers. Apparently the squirrels have had their fill, or the tree is just in full bloom and the squirrels can't keep up with the flowers, because I'm looking out and that tree is just filled with these beautiful red orange flowers. They are absolutely gorgeous, and no squirrels in sight. So I think they got their belly full. And the tree is full of buds. All right, we're good. All right, let's glue these down. Now, in these little squares, what I plan to put in these little squares is to use up all of that Timmy stuff. Yes, they are, Andrea. I took a picture of them the other day, and I haven't posted it yet, but they're all still there. They're a little wear, the ribbons are all twisted up, and the photographs that I hung are all kind of drippy and gone, but they're still there. Yep, every single one of them is still there. So I'll have to post that picture. And they've been through a couple of, heavy duty rainstorms and thunderstorms, so it hasn't been, all right. I got the right orientation. I did something the other day. What did I do the other day? I did something the other day, and I did it upside down. And I, just laughed, and I undid it. Yeah, they're still there. They don't really look that worse for wear. Let me see. Find a picture of them. I think that's the original picture. You can see them moving, and that's the original picture. So you can see them. They're still, that's a little video, and they're moving in the wind. That's the original on June 4th. And this is on, oops. This should be, and here they are recently. So you can see they're kind of, the ribbons are all, they don't look too bad. They're still in pretty good shape. They're all still there. Yeah, I so enjoyed looking at them, Kathy, because they're right in my view, when I sit down out there. Just a little towny, but yeah, they still look good, and I enjoy. I'm so glad I put them there. When I look out, I can see them clear as day. All right, here goes nothing, and I'm afraid that this is gonna maybe smear, so I'm gonna be a little careful with putting it down. Let's see. Oh, I like that. Let me just see. Get these. Let me space these out a little bit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. Let me just. And I'm not going to put any gel medium on the top of them until I'm done with the collaging. And you know what I'm going to do? Look at that. All right. Got another plan. You know, you learn, right? You learn. I'm going to put that on here like this. And then put it down. Like so. Put that down. There. Yeah, it's going to be a little crooked. That's okay. So what I'm going to put in these squares, yes, correct. Thank you for putting that in there, Becky. And I didn't know that either until Kasia from Wonderlust, who's the one that created the video to make the prayer tags, had said that also. And that is a misconception. And Reed's mom, they have the prayer flags at their house in Bountiful, Utah. And that's where he lives during the week with his moms. Well, it's a little crooked, but that's okay. Anyway, my plan is, again, I just wanted to say this. I'm going to fill these with all of those little bits and pieces of Timmy stuff and Timu stuff and little ideology bits and pieces and tickets. And that's what's going to go in these squares. That's the plan, to use some of that stuff up, because I have a lot of it. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me stick this in. I'm putting on the stuff over here and not on the, and this seems to work a little bit better. So mostly what's going to go on the top of this is going to be paper in makeup. So I won't have to worry about paint and ink running. Let's see. And again, I'm just eyeballing it. I don't know what we do without our eyeballs. And that's a little crooked, but I'm not going to risk tearing it. Let's see. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Yes, the ocean. Yeah. And oh my God, I was on Amazon today putting together another little order. And I almost bought another bag of Timmy ideology thingies, you know? And I'm thinking, Anne, oh my God, you've got so much of that shit. And it's not shit. I couldn't stop myself. I prevented myself from buying. I'm thinking, oh, it's only $4.99. It's not the price. It's whether I need it. Well, it's not a matter of need anyway. So I need nothing. I mean, I really like, yeah. I can't think of any product of his that I have bought that I have been disappointed in, honestly, over the years. There. I'm glad Yes, my name is Ann, and I'm a Timmy Alec. Timmy Alec. I bet you I'm not the only one. I could just see people. Oh my God. I could just see they could have AA type meetings for crafters. Timmy, TO meetings. TA, Timmy Anonymous meetings. Yep. You know, when they were, this is how bad I am. When he had talked Ranger, I guess it is, whoever, I think Ranger is the company that puts out his inks or whatever. When Ranger, they retired a bunch of distressed ink colors, and then Ranger crafter intervention. And he had talked Ranger into bringing these discontinued distress inks or distress paints back for like one last hurrah. I bought them all. Have I used them? Hell no. I even bought the tin case that they come in. But they were only going to be back once for a brief amount of time, and then they're going to be forever gone. They were going to be kicked out of the vault. I bought them. They're sitting in the other room. Doppers and all. Have not used them. See, now, true confessions. I am confessing. Stand up at the meeting and say, I bought them because they were gone. And Ranger said they were never, ever, never say never. You know, they said that they were gone when they were gone. And then all of a sudden, they're making a guest appearance. One last tour. One last tour. All right. Everything is over here. I'm sorry, I was out of range, so to speak. I did move my camera over a little bit, so I am staying in focus a wee bit better than I have in the past. And the lighting's not too bad. I only have one light on. I don't have the big light on. All right. So what do you, I can't believe. Of course you have to have the tin. You know, it's a set. You know, it's a set. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that because I'm going to be putting more of this on there when I put the little thingies down. Wow. I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. What time is it? All right. Well, all right. So this is the plan. I'm so happy that I finally bought these stencils. I've been looking at them for a while. So after all of that goes down, Devin's stencil will go on top. So you'll be able to see bits and pieces of it, and this will be the final layer. Now, what I'm going to use, what paint I'm going to put on the stencil, I have no idea. Not a clue. Not sure. Probably something on the light side. A pale something or other. Maybe pick up one of these colors, maybe a pale yellow or something like that. And then when that's all said and done, I will find the center. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, actually, Kathy, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking of white. Like even like a watered down gesso. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling us. You hear that? Everyone read Aunt Bex is going to be on 6:30 tomorrow morning, and she's going to be working on the little girl outfit. Okay. I'm so glad you said something. Like a, yeah, like a whitewash, just so you can see it, you can make out the stencil. Yeah, I think that's probably the best bet. And then the clock is going to be, I will find out the dead center, and then the clock mechanism, and there will be a clock that's right here. You know, you see those little things, and the clock mechanism. I don't know, the one I have, and the other clock I made has a second hand. I don't know whether the ones I bought this time has a second hand. And then see that fits. You can put those clock mechanisms in this box because it just fits right in the box here because it's a box. 6:30 a.m. Yes. Yeah, it should be a cool clock. Yeah, I'm excited. All right. Well, I'm going to clean up at 6:55. I do believe Mary's coming on at 7:30. And don't forget, if you haven't had a chance, go over to Carol McDonald. I think yes, Mondays I do 6:30, Wednesdays at 1:30. That's correct. Yep. Go over to Carol McDonald and subscribe to her new channel. That would be awesome. Show her some love. She's starting all over again. God bless her. That's a hard thing to do, but she's doing it. And thumbs up and thank you. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out and listening to me ramble. And remember, if you can't be good, be careful and be interesting. Bye, all.